Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And today I'm going to start saving some of my tomato seeds for next year, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Now this is not new. I actually did a video of this last year, but the reason I wanted to reshoot this video is because last year was my first time trying it. It was just an idea I came up with, and I found when I went to plant these seeds this past year, they did excellent. And so I want to show you how I do it, because to me it is the easiest method, but there are other great methods and I talk about them in last year's video, such as fermenting the tomato seeds. I'm sure you've heard of that. That's the old tried and true way, but to me this is the very easiest. So let me bring you over here and show you how I do it. Okay, so right here I have a purple tomato. I don't really need to save any more of these purple tomato seeds because I still have a bunch from last year. However, I really liked the size of this particular purple tomato, and this one was grown in my greenhouse, and so I wanted to go ahead and save some fresh seed from this year. And then I got, I forgot to do it while I had some bigger brandy wines. My tomato plants are slowing down. This one's been sitting in the fridge for a while, so it's very, very ripe. But these ones were just recently picked. I should have grabbed a couple of the bigger black brandy wines and just turned them to seed right away instead of processing them up. But oh, that's okay. This is a good healthy black brandy wine. So this was my first year growing the black brandy wine and the black vernissages, which I love both of these. And so I want to make sure I save seed from this year, even though I still have some from the packages that I bought. I always think that using the seed from the ones you've grown yourself are going to do better, because now they're more acclimated to your own area, your own climate and all that. So all I do, and I've got 3 different types of seeds here. So I've got paper towels that I've cut in half, and I'm going to lay them all each on a separate plate. So there's for the purple. I think it's the purple Cherokee. I'm not positive. The black brandy wine. I notice I wrote on this. And the black vernissage. And so all I got to do is simply, let's start with this one. I'm going to cut this end piece off. And any pieces I don't use for seed will just be, I'll either eat them in a sandwich, I'll process them up. And that one there actually had quite a bit of seed. All I need is just a couple of slices with the tomato seeds in them. And then I just, this is black brandy wine, I just lay them out on my plate like this. Okay. And then again, these will be, I'll eat these up later. And then same thing with this, we'll just start cutting it until I get to some slices that have plenty of seed. I like to try to use the biggest, healthiest looking tomato I have, but any of the good tomatoes will work. So this will be quite a bit of seed, just right there like that. Okay, and I'll use up the rest of that later because I really don't need any more seed than that. Okay, so now these smaller black vernissages, these ones grow excellent. The thing I like about these is these are the first ones to start producing, and so that's about the same time you got all your other salad stuff coming in. And so they're really great for just eating right off the plant or adding to salads. Love these guys. So I will definitely be growing these ones next year. In fact, I think next year all I'm going to focus on, I'm going to do these 3 plus the Roma tomatoes. Now, I'm not going to save any more Roma seed from this year because, again, my tomatoes are pretty much done and I don't have any more of the big healthy Romas, but I have plenty of seed that I saved from last year. Because here's the thing, out of all this seed that I'm going to get, all these little slices, I'm probably only going to use 1 slice from each tomato. That's what I did this year. So now all I'm going to do is go set this in the back room and just let these dry. Just expect them to turn black. It'll happen. Don't worry about that. It's not going to affect the seeds at all. The nice thing about this is then once you have these all dried up, you still have the tomato in there. And so that's going to help fertilize the seeds as they start to grow when you go to plant them. So then what I do is after they're fully dry, I cut the little slices, the dried slices, I separate them out like this, and then I store them in envelopes like so, that are marked. I prefer to do the paper envelopes. That keeps that airflow in there, and you know, and you're not having to store them in plastic. And I'll show you here a couple other seeds that I have saved. The black Japanese, these are a real nice tomato. I managed to see how dark it is. Then what you do when you go to plant your tomato seeds to get them started for the next year, I simply take about a 4-inch pot, put my soil in there. I'll take one of these slices and just simply put it in the pot and then cover it over with a little bit of soil. Now the paper towel is going to break down, and you could also use a brown paper bag if you feel better about that rather than a bleached paper towel. But either way, this is all going to break down. It's all going to feed the soil, feed the plants, and you will get a lot of plants out of just one slice. So for me, one slice of each is probably going to be plenty enough plants for us where we're at. But if you're looking at having a lot of tomato plants because you either want to sell them or whatever, then maybe do a couple slices of each or more, and then just mark your pots. And I find this works really good, and it's super easy to do. No fermenting and worrying about that and then drying them and so on and so forth. You just do this, dry them, cut them, put them in envelopes, and then when you're ready to plant, just set that in there, and it's good to go. And if I still have a photo from this last year when I started my seeds, right here in my living room window without added heat and added light, just in my living room window, just like that. The best year I've ever had for starting seeds inside, because I try to do it without having to use any kind of extra electricity, whether it be in the form of a heated pad underneath or a light from on top. And my starts did so well this last year. And part of that, I think it had to do with the way I saved my seeds, but also because we cleared out those trees in front of the house, and so we had more of that southern light exposure without the trees shading it all out. And so they did really good, and hopefully this next year they should look just as healthy. Okay, so there's just a way that you can try. Now, just to make sure you understand, this isn't the one tried and true way for everyone. This may not work for you. You may not like this as well. You may prefer to ferment your seeds, or even do like Stacy does from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, by just putting the fresh slice right into a pot for next year, and then putting it someplace where it's going to stay very cold through the winter so it doesn't try to sprout. I tried that, but I couldn't keep them cold enough, and they tried to sprout and then they died. But it was a great idea. That's easier yet than even doing this, because you set it in the pot, put a little soil over it, forget about it until the spring, and then put them out where you want them to go. Just try some different methods and find out what works best for you. I've tried them all, and I'm liking this one best. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.